Green light?
It's saying something about orientation, which doesn't make sense.
See, the joke is funny.
Okay.
Or is it just zoomed in on Aiden?
No, everybody's on.
Okay.
So you can't make obscene gestures in the background while I'm talking.
Would never. Okay. Aiden, who do you think I am?
Lord have mercy.
So it is live, but it's just saying that it's like orientation's bad, but it's still live, so I'm gonna let it run.
Homecoming has passed with the win, fall break with it, and the unbeaten streak for Northgate has also come to an end. The last week versus undefeated Langston Hughes. But now the biggest matchup in the gate. Tonight, if Northgate can take this game, they clinch the 2 seed. But if Lovejoy wins, they clinch the 2 seed. And you know what a 2 seed means? A home field playoff first round game. That is massive. Welcome to Northgate Game Day. I'm your host, Aiden Cox, joined alongside Callum Ewing, Duke's former Northgate quarterback Duke Sutherland, and former Northgate teacher, now Carolyn Cares awareness teacher, Miss McDevitt.
Yeah.
Callum, let's roll.
Oh, I have a mic here too. Remember, new audio system, everyone. This is cancer awareness. Like, it's the cancer awareness game. It's cancer awareness month in October. Cancer is a thing that's affected many of our families personally, and it's something that we definitely want to talk about. Miss McDevitt's here because she is a breast cancer survivor, and she is one of our favorite teachers that we've ever had. So she's going to talk some football, and we're going to talk her organization, Carolyn Cares, to kick off the show. So how did Carolyn Cares come to be, and what does it do today?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries.
Carolyn Cares came to be through a mustard seed idea. And really what that means is when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I wanted the focus to be off of me and on helping other people. So I designed these wonderful sweatshirts that you can purchase or donate, and I will give all of the proceeds to a Northgate student in the form of a Carolyn Cares scholarship.
So if you're coming to this game today, we have shirts to sell. We also have the donation links on our Instagram, so please check that out. We're just hoping to do something for a good cause here, and this
Absolutely.
is the best cause that
And just look how snazzy these shirts are. I mean, it's got a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Boys, if you have a missus, I recommend getting one of these for her. I think she'd love it. I think it would look good on her. On the back, there's nothing, but on the front, beautiful bouquet of flowers for the missus.
And
So
let me
support Miss McDevitt and her person.
And fun fact,
It's very-
the flowers
very
are all
soft. Feels
symbolic
nice.
of the breast cancer journey. They're not random. So as a former English teacher, symbolism is everything.
yes.
So if you look at the bouquet carefully, you'll see a lily. It's the star fighter lily for the fight of breast cancer.
Awesome.
Yes.
Aiden, thank you for that beautiful presentation.
Aiden, you are just amazing.
I was going to ask. This might be a little more personal, so feel free of like what you're willing to share. But
Okay.
do you want to talk about that cancer battle? Or
Sure.
your cancer journey.
So my cancer journey started in 2011, and I thought I was in the clear, good to go, living my best life. And then in 2022, it relapsed, and it had spread from the top of my skull all the way down to my femur. I've had radiation to my spine. In June, I had radiation to my lung, and just this past month, I had radiation to my femur. I'm on chemotherapy, and one of the biggest questions I get is, why haven't you lost your hair to chemotherapy? I'm on the only chemotherapy in which you don't lose your hair, and just the fact that I'm here able to talk about this is just purely a miracle, and for that I'm very, very grateful.
So are we.
Miss
Thank you.
McDevitt,
Yes, dear.
what would you recommend for people trying to live proactive lives and prevent cancer?
So I would say that the best thing to do is just focus on helping others. I think that we all have faced some sort of adversity in our lives. Having cancer doesn't make me unique or special in any way. But what I've chosen to do with it, I feel is unique and special. And the whole point of Carolyn Cares is to show others that I do care and to help others who are struggling have a little bit of an easier life. And I have received many blessings, and I just want to pay it forward.
Any encouragement to those fighting the same battle or similar battles?
So I would say that any encouragement for anyone who's fighting any battle at all is to be of sound mind, body, and spirit. And of course, I'm a Christian, and I would always recommend taking your problems up with God. But if that's not your course of action, I would say finding a friend to talk to or someone to help you with your spiritual journey is key in your mental health as well. And just remember that every day is a blessing, and not to let the negativity take over your life. And that's not just for cancer, that's for anything in general. Yeah.
Well, now, if you want to talk about cancer, let's talk about Lovejoy. Okay.
Ooh. Well,
Callum, you can start us off.
Okay, we're back on YouTube today, so we might have a little bit of freedom. What Sports Nation TV was just booked, by the way. We'll be back there for the playoffs, and we will be saying TV appropriate stuff. But Lovejoy is our enemy. I would ask your opinion on Northgate Lovejoy. If you want to give us a sneak preview for the picks at the end.
yes.
Okay.
I have a fun fact about Lovejoy High School. So the reason it's called Lovejoy is because there's no love or no joy.
Fantastic. The best analysis we have here.
Talk about a cancer.
Okay.
We are off to a lovely start. Aiden is in peak Noonan High School game day show form. Just joking a lot. Anyway, we're going to get into the few games that we've missed. Unfortunately, we're not able to do a homecoming game, this coverage of the homecoming game, but we're going to review that. We'll review the game away at Langston Hughes. I was on State TV last week, and has left us to go here to preview, obviously, the Lovejoy game, cancer or not, they may be. That homecoming game, first off, we'll start. It was a 39-6 win over local rivals Morrow. Aiden, you were there. I want to ask what stood out to you.
What stood out to me was Northgate got off to a rough start. Ledger Clements, second play through, I believe it was the second play, through an interception to the O lineman. And going into the first quarter, the 6-0 undefeated Vikings were tied 0-0 with the 1-5 Morrow whatevers. Then Travion knock a mother flipper down. Woody knock a mother flipper down Shatiti. Put up 26 points for Northgate in the second quarter alone. A couple of those were also accumulated by other players, but Woody Shatini, Coach Whitley really got the game plan together, just started giving him the ball, and it started just working like perfection. It took about, I think, one point I saw 5 guys have to try and take Woody Shatini down at once. He
had 149 yards and 20 carries. 4 touchdowns, I believe, is the most he's had all year. I mean, we're talking about the guy who was the state player of the week 1, because he had 250 yards against Storsmouth in the first half before he had to go out to injury. It was just another dominant performance in a game where we really need momentum. It was 0-0 after the first quarter against Morrow. It was definitely uncomfortable for us in the stands, I'd say, but a really good performance overall.
And just shout out to my boy Travion Gill real quick, even though I don't know him personally. He had 5 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown, which was his first 100-yard game of the year. So pretty impressive stuff from him. And then he also had 146 all-purpose yards. Famed Northgate biology teacher Alan Ewing is on the phone right now. Famed Northgate biology teacher Alan Ewing just hung up the phone on his son Callum Ewing. Duke, would you like to go over Lovejoy's how they look today?
Yes, well, I have a mic right here.
Apparently it's been sideways this whole time.
Should we start over?
No,
Never mind.
just keep on rolling, Duke.
All right.
I'll keep rolling. Dude, what were your opinions on
6:35.
Well, as we have down right here, their starting running back is Corey Orr, who in the Dutchtown win had 8 carries for 55 yards and a score. We also know that Noonan, which is a very explosive team, especially on offense, they went up 28-7 at the half. They brought it back to 28-21 with the drive that had a 70-yard run, likely Orr, although we're not sure. and Noonan did win 38-28. So what we know is they have a lot of potential to make explosive plays and to beat tough teams, but they came up short against Noonan, which is a team that we beat definitively.
Yeah, no, Noonan jumped on them early, and they just Lovejoy couldn't breathe to come back from that, and they were uncomfortable, all of that. So it's going to be really imperative for the Vikings today to jump on them and get that quick momentum, make Lovejoy uncomfortable, make them do what they want to do. Noonan handed Lovejoy their first loss of the year, henceforth them also being 7-1. They beat Banneker 35-zip, Morrow 40-6, Mack and Trash 21-zip, and East Coweta 35-31. They've beaten up on a lot of little teams, but when they seem to go against the big dogs, they're no bites. Against many well-run offenses, they have problems trying to stop a very good rushing attack. And I believe Northgate honestly has a slight upper hand just with Woody Shattini again. I mean, kid's a dog. He takes out like 7 guys every time I see him. So, Callum, would you care to touch on the defense?
Well, defensively, we don't. I mean, there's only so much we can know about Lovejoy. Just like Banneker, they've only submitted 1 game of statistics onto Max Preps and other websites.
LOL.
And the statistics there were not the best defensively. It seems against like some of the stronger teams, like you've said, like there's inconsistencies, especially with that defensive front. I'm told they have a good D line by some of the players that we talked to at Northgate. That will be providing probably a lot of pressure. We saw in the game that we're going to touch on next, the Langston Hughes game last week, how a good D line. It was probably the second real test of the season since one of the games earlier in the year, Stars Mill, when there was a elite pass rush going against Northgate's O-line, and it definitely affected them. So if the D-line can get in the trenches past some of the guards and centers in our line, they could really try and break us down. But overall, we just don't know enough. We know. Did you touch on their quarterback already?
No.
Great.
He's also a cancer. Not him personally.
I've been told
their quarterback.
Don't talk. Let's not joke about cancer. We apologize for that. Their quarterback's name is Ryan Henson. He's in the one game we know where he has stats. He went 4 for 9 for 74 yards and a touchdown. We know from many sources. High Five Sports is one of our good friends. They're a big dual threat at the quarterback position. Ryan Henson is. So that will be something to watch out for, similar to like games against Noonan with Brody Campbell. But that's really all we know going in here. Not much.
I would just like to give a big apology to Mr. Ryan Henson. I now understand that comment seemed inappropriate. Maybe directed as the whole team, it could just be a general joke, but directed at one person, that was not very smart of me. So I do apologize to Mr. Ryan Henson for that.
We apologize for that joke in general. Anyway, I think the big key tonight for me is let's quickly get into Langston Hughes first to explain this point. Because what happened in the second half of the Langston Hughes game is the team gave up. It's not like the nicest way to put it. It's probably a little harsh, but there was a lack of effort as the third and fourth quarter went on against a more talented on paper Langston Hughes team when the game was close initially. So if you're watching on Petrie Sports Network last week, Northgate were only down 6-3. It's the second quarter. They're driving. They've already got an interception. Woody dove for the end zone on 2nd and goal. His elbow was down at the half-yard line. And so then we went to 3rd and goal. And Ledger Clements does a quarterback sneak. And to everyone and their family and their dog, they could clearly see that he was over the line. One ref signaled for a touchdown. One ref didn't. They decided to go over the other ref. And we have player testimony and broadcaster testimony that when the ball was placed, marked short of the goal line, the tip of the ball was actually over the goal line, which over the plane. Broke the plane. Makes no sense to me.
Auburn versus Georgia was the same weekend.
This feels like an Auburn versus Georgia kind of situation where the momentum just completely shifts because 4th and goal, we do a pitch. Don't really know why when we're there, but we pitch. We get marked short. It's okay. We get a safety. Bryson Davies takes him down the end zone, so it's 6-5.
It was a great play too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
let's just clap it up for the refs of the game. I mean, tremendous refing, guys. Tremendous
Kirby Smart reference there.
Kirby Smart reference, yeah.
Now, I would like to add. Now, I didn't watch the entire Langston Hughes game. I wasn't able to, but I watched a good bit of it on the broadcast that they had, which was really cool. But from what I saw in the first half, it was a really good game, and we didn't play. It's not like we made a ton of mistakes. I feel like there was just a lot of things that just really didn't go our way, and it killed a lot of momentum that we had, and that carried off into the second half. Now, as far as the second half goes, we were like the kid who plays second French horn in the school band. You got to play better. So, with that said, we've got to play better tonight, and I think that we are fully capable of doing that. I feel like that we're caught off guard. I think Langston Hughes is a good team, so I wouldn't say trap game would be appropriate, but I would say we went in with a lot of momentum, and it was too easily snuffed out.
Yes. So, for context, it's things that didn't go our way. We get the ball back at 6-5. Woody breaks off for like 20-yard run past midfield. Looks like we're going to take the lead again. Got called back for a hold. We then proceed to have 2 illegal formation calls, which... Can you explain the illegal formation a little more, Duke? Because, to be honest, I was even questioning that call.
Well, illegal formation is really just that. If your formation on offense is not legal, it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay. But what that could look like is if you have, say, some wide receivers on the line that are not supposed to be, or on the ball or off the ball that aren't supposed to be, or just any formation that doesn't adhere to the rules, or guys just not in the right place, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm not an expert on that call, so.
The wrong place at the wrong time. The wrong place at the wrong time. The wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly.
Preach, sister.
Yes, that's basically it.
Okay.
I can't explain it perfectly because I don't know the exact definition.
I'd also like to put in my 2 cents about Langston Hughes. He really was one of the best poets that I taught, and these 2 students sitting here can go ahead and just tell you right now that when I taught them, that poetry unit was a sleigh. And while we might be talking about football, if you don't know Langston Hughes as the poet, then this whole discussion is irrelevant. Because let's face it, in life, what's more important, poetry or football?
Patrick Mahomes.
I would say that poetry is more important. You can ask Taylor Swift that.
Or else y'all got bad blood.
We equally think that poetry and football are both very important today. That illegal formation, by the way, the whole point of that, and me not understanding that, nor the players understand why that was called.
Coaches did not either.
Yeah, no.
The coaches were very confused as well.
Coach Whitley was on a heater for most of the game, and honestly, rightfully so. Northgate had to punt the ball away. Langston Hughes goes down, scores a touchdown. We go down drive. We have a late field goal attempt rushing onto the field. Charlie Curry from like 53 yards out. It gets blocked. They take it all the way. Looks like they're going to score. Ledger Clements, best play of the game by far, even when we scored, runs back all the way, catches up, takes him down at the 4 as time expires to save a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that's just the kind of guy he is. That's the energy he brings to the locker room and to the field for this team. He doesn't give up on the play until the whistle is blown. He's going to go chase down that guy. Even though that kid very well could have been faster than him, he chased him down and got him when other quarterbacks would have just, all right, okay, he scored. He took our field goal back. Not him. So It's very admirable, and it's something I got to experience getting to know him.
There is our team indeed, yes. Go get a ball! Did they call you John? What's up?
We love you, Coach!
We love the support. It was unfortunately a little rough after that. Charlie ended up getting hurt later in the game. He's going to be out for the year. So my good friend Thad is going to be starting at kicker tonight, which I'm excited for. But the Northgate defense kind of shut down. They had a lot of RPOs and some trick plays, and they scored 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 quarters. So that's where we get to this point of the effort levels from the team decreased as the score piled on. And I understand that it's hard not to. You're playing Georgia commits. You're playing FSU commits. Duke, you were in the locker room last year. I know I keep picking on you. Sorry. You knew the mentality coming from a 2-10 season to now. What do you think that mentality needs to continue to be tonight for a win?
Well, like when we had Coach Witt on our broadcast before and interviewed him, I asked him what changed from last year to this year. And with our newfound success, being undefeated for as long as we were, I asked him what kept us from getting complacent. And he said the message does not change. The same message I got to you he gave to us last year. The message does not change. We're going to keep doing the best that we can, no matter what the scoreboard says. And every week we're going to go at it like it's the Super Bowl. And the message does not change. So that's kind of the summary tonight is no matter what the scoreboard or what our record says, rather, that doesn't change a thing. All that matters is tonight, winning tonight, attacking today, or tonight really, and playing the best we can and not worrying about what happened last week. It's in the past. Flush it, burn the ships. It's over. We're on to tonight.
Fantastic.
So don't let it affect. Don't let a bad play make the next play worse. Don't let a bad game make the next game worse.
Yeah, let's talk about now some of the really why this game is so important. Let's look at some of the region standings around our area and the playoff implications that come with that. Aiden, can you first touch on our region? We're in Class 5A, Region 3.
Aye, Captain. Langston Hughes is still undefeated, the only undefeated team remaining in our region. They're standing at 8-0, the only team to have beaten the Vikes this year. Lovejoy and Northgate are both tied for second, both being 7-1, both having a loss within our division. Lovejoy taking the loss versus Newton, who Northgate beat, and Northgate taking the loss to the undefeated Langston Hughes. This game has major playoff implications for both teams. Home field advantage in round one of the playoffs if Langston Hughes wins tonight and whoever wins tonight. If Langston Hughes loses tonight, there could be the possibility if they lose out for a first round bye for Northgate, but it's not looking likely.
I'm going to have to correct you. There aren't first round byes.
There are. I
to my knowledge,
there were. Okay.
The top two are going to get home seeds. Going to get the home playoff games in the first round. The next two teams, 3 seed and 4 seed, have to go away. So what we're looking at tonight is Northgate plays Lovejoy for that second seed and a playoff clinching spot. If Northgate loses, they can still make the playoffs as a 3 or 4 seed, but they would be susceptible to Dutchtown potentially knocking them out next week. Dutchtown has to go play McIntosh tonight, which is one of the games we're going to pick. Both of those teams need to win to stay alive, to potentially catch up to Noonan. If Noonan wins tonight, they're playing Banneker. That's expected. They'll clinch a playoff spot no matter what. So we are expecting that. Langston Hughes have already clinched. We can go ahead now as well to the other region we cover often. And we've got where we cover former Northgate quarterback Dylan Barber and LaGrange. We cover our friends at Trinity Christian. Oh, no. I ran out of internet. But I remember the standings well enough. So at the top is Sandy Creek and
And hail to the Vikings as they make their entrance on the field. Quite a ferocious entrance.
Yeah.
Could you hear the second French horn?
Now, honestly, it does sound like the second French horn. They need a little bit of work, but the spirit's there. Troup County beat LaGrange last week in one of the games of the week for High Five. They'll play. They're up top as well. Upson Lee plays Trinity Christian tonight. Trinity needs a win to have their slim playoff hopes stay alive. I don't even know if it is mathematically possible, but by tiebreakers, they might still be able to get in. Upson Lee's third. Whitewater is fourth. I believe they're 3-2 in the region. They play Mary Persons next week, who are fifth. There's a lot of games in that region that will be close. The main thing for tonight is the playoff scenario, right? We've already talked about Northgate wins. They're the second seed. They'll play the third place team in Region 5. Currently, that's either East Paulding. That's a 5-3 team. They are ranked slightly above us in the overall standings, according to Max Preps, which I don't know if we trust those. Noonan's ranked above us, and we beat Noonan. So take that as you will.
To put it in the words of the great English teacher Jacob Holloway, it's only based off a point system. It's based off like a calculation of like 5 different aspects, and whoever has the most points, gets ranked above it. So they might not be entirely accurate. Could be some AP AP poll voters trying to get into Northgate's game day, but
still, it seems it's almost like the BCS and how controversial that was with college football. They could also play 3 and 5 Villarica. We beat Villarica earlier this season, 12-9. So they were a gritty team. They had a very strong defensive line. I misspoke earlier when I said that Stars Mill was the first test for the line. No, it was Villarica. Their D line is huge. They have a pretty decent offense. Playing them again would be interesting and a tough test. But in my opinion, that's the favorable side, because if you get the 3 seed and you go away, you have to play 6-2 Rome, who are one of the best teams in 5A. You have to play 7-0 New Manchester, who are in the top 5 in the entire state for 5A. They're gonna probably, if you somehow manage to get past that game, you're gonna have to play 7-1 Sequoia or 7-1 Sprayberry, who are also. It goes actually Sequoia, then Northgate, then Sprayberry in the rankings currently at 13, 14, and 15. One of them is playing each other tonight. One of them's going to win. Actually, no, sorry. Sequoia blew out Sprayberry. They're going to figure out the Saints tonight. They'll play 3 and 5 Coffee. They're going to beat Coffee. So that's a very, very hard side of the bracket. If you play Villarica or East Paulding, at least in the first round at home, so much better. We apologize for the screaming behind us. There is no one getting murdered.
School spirit.
That is school spirit, I suppose.
Murder in Coweta County.
They're screaming for me.
They're screaming for Miss McDevitt.
Miss McDevitt's like the Taylor Swift of Northgate. You know?
High praise. Hey, I mean, you're quoting her for a reason. She should be quoting you at concerts instead.
Miss McDevitt, can you lay us a piece of wisdom while we're here? A piece of football wisdom.
So my piece of football wisdom is basically it's there's a clause called the Lion Clause, and the Detroit Lions are the only team to have played every Thanksgiving Day except for one, and I think that was during World War II. And the reason is because every recruit for the Detroit Lions has to sign in their contract what's called the Lion Clause, and they only recruit players who don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So that's a fact. It might not be a true fact, but it is indeed a fact. And that just goes to show how little I know about football. But what I do know is that these gentlemen have put on a lovely show for you tonight, and that I am pleased to be their guest and give you my life story about being a breast cancer survivor, but more importantly, having the joy of these lovely gentlemen in my past career. I'm learning a lot about football tonight, but I really wasn't paying that much attention. But it's been fun.
Hey, it's okay. Sometimes when Aiden speaks, I don't pay attention as well. So, Duke, I'm going to ask you this.
Well, before I just want to say, you said that she is the Taylor Swift of Northgate. I would agree, except when she is on a football broadcast, I don't complain. I'm actually happy she's there. Except, so that's not the case for actual Taylor Swift. So.
I want to ask you a question, because you do have playoff experience as well.
I have playoff experience.
You were on the teams when they made the playoffs, correct?
No, my only year was last year.
I'm a horrible friend. No, I am so sorry, but you have a playoff mentality, I feel like. So just take it. Just take it. I'm in a hole, and I'm gonna keep digging myself into it. Would you rather take like that home game, that possibly easier matchup that leads to a extremely hard second round game? Like right now, it's either going to be against River Ridge, Woodstock. They're both very good up in North Georgia. Or yes, like the bird from Charlie Brown. Or, and most likely, one of the top 3 teams in all of the entire state, ranked up there with Langston Hughes. Who's not Houston County. Sorry, it's Houston County, or Thomas County Central. Or you take the route where you're away and you have a hard first round game and potentially an easier second round game. What do you think we should not really target, but hope for?
I guess from my perspective, I really don't think I think you should avoid getting so caught up in the hypotheticals, the what ifs, the this or that. Just being prepared for any outcome is for either outcome would be the best, because you don't want to be all thinking, oh well, we didn't get the outcome we wanted. We're getting this difficult game at an away game. You just those certain things can really put a damper on your mind before you go out there onto the field, and that can affect the way you play. I think the best approach is to not worry about such things. That being said, it probably depends on the team, but having a nice game at home to prepare and get ready for the atmosphere of the playoffs, which is a different atmosphere, I think that would be ideal. But hopefully, we're ready for anything.
Sweet. So now, we have two guest pickers. If you can't tell, because Miss McDevitt, her amazing self is hanging around, but we also have, well, if you want to, that is. But we also have the person who makes this show possible for us, Dr. Wilkes, principal of Northgate. So thank you for being with us.
Of course. I'm ready.
Do you have any statements? I suppose. Like, are you ready to make the greatest picks?
I think my opening statement is to make the best picks ever, and then for us to have a comeback today, because I think we had to get it out of our system last week, but I'm confident we're going to win out the rest of the season.
You have tough competition, I must say. Miss Bowie had 3 picks when she came on here. She went 3-0.
Did she? Oh, okay.
Mr. Barksdale.
I get my notes. I don't have notes.
They are the second French horn is going crazy right now. Mr. Barksdale went 4-1 in our last episode at Macintosh. So Duke, by the way, out of 14 games picked, he got 13 right
so far.
So he's in the lead. Our friend Sam.
Wait, did that mean you didn't pick us last week?
No, we didn't have a our show.
We didn't have a show.
Right,
it's okay. It's okay. The only person who has picked against Northgate this year is me, and I was wrong. So it's okay. Aiden, you have a lot of catching up to do. You're 9-4, so you're behind Sam, me, Cole, Prince, everyone actually.
They just can't be as good as me. I hate to break it.
Yeah.
He brings the style, I suppose. Yes,
I'm like
we do
McAfee.
have our picks. It's 4 this week. The first game is East Coweta versus Westlake. EC is 1-7. They were blown out by Carrollton. They had 50 dropped on them in the first half. It ended up being 50-23, but that was with a running clock. And Carrollton, I believe, put in backups. Westlake lost to Carrollton 48-9, but they're 4-5 on the year. They're the most inconsistent team I've had the pleasure, I guess, of researching this year, because they'll lose games by 20 and win games by 20, and you don't know what you're going to get. But it's also the same with EC. They play games close, and they've lost so many. So, Ms. McDevitt, who do you think is going to win this game?
Tonight, Northgate or Lovejoy?
EC or
Westlake.
EC or Westlake?
You can go off vibes.
Well,
if
I
you
will
want.
definitely go with EC or Westlake will win.
Shoot. Okay. we're not going to. I mean, you can't lose if you do that, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, actually, you can. One will lose.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you
a 100% record of being accurate.
Interesting. I'm gonna take Westlake just because I think EC's too nervy in the clutch, and I believe Westlake is at home for this game, and they've had better performances offensively there.
Okay,
So it is at EC.
It's at EC.
Oh, well, I'm not the biggest fan of EC. We go to Northgate for a reason, so Westlake it is for me.
Do I hold it too?
Yes.
All right. I'm actually going to pick EC. Only reason being they're 1-7. They need a win. Westlake's a little sketchy. Like you can't decide what they're going to do, and it's a home game for EC. I'm going EC.
Dr. Wilkes is wrong. EC does not need a win. Westlake by a million.
Dr. Wilkes is never wrong.
Yeah, this is tricky because for a while I was thinking I feel like Westlake, just purely off that 1-7 record, EC, that's an ugly record to have. But this isn't really a very logical pick. I'm just going based off of I have fond memories of track meets at EC and leaving early and checking out to go get wings and things after my events were over. So that was fun. I think East Coweta is due for one. I think they're going to surprise us tonight.
Okay. Our next game, I'll do a quicker introduction because we're running out of time and the horns keep tooting. Trinity Christian versus Upson Lee. Trinity need a win. They've lost 4 in a row. They have a very good offense, though, led by wide receiver Peyton Eccles. Their games have been close. Their defense has allowed 38 points, though, or more in the last 4 that they've lost. They lost to Troup County last week by 17. Upson Lee won against Fayette County, who everyone beats 42-10. They're 5-2. But they lost by more. The Troop. Hey, what's up, John Austin?
What up, John?
This is
Let's go Vikings! What's up, Edgar? How are you, bro? I'm good. How are you, Edgar?
Wait, that's our number one fans back there. So Upson Lee did lose more to Troop, but they also beat Mary Persons in overtime, and they have a pretty balanced offense from Max Preps. So, do you have a team to choose, or do you kind of go with both?
No, I vote Upson Lee all the way. All the way. They're going to take it home. They're going to win big. And that's my vote. And I have faith in that.
Wow. I agree completely. And sorry, Trinity people that I know, because I used to go there. But it's okay. Yeah, I just don't think you have the talent to keep up with Upson Lee's offense.
Upson Lee, agreed.
A lot of great guys from Trinity, partially introduced to me by Callum, partially introduced to me by my church, but love y'all, Trinity. Going Upson Lee. I got a pick for the analytics here. I need to beat Callum.
We need to beat Duke.
Trinity?
Yeah. Upson Lee.
Okay. You know what? I think it would look better on the presentation if it was just all uniform. I feel like Upson Lee's going to get this one. I think that they are the better team.
Nice. I agree. Taking the safe pick for your
It's a
stats.
safe pick, but I mean, I have an almost perfect record so far, so I trust my gut.
Coward.
Yes?
Coward. That's what I call it.
Coward. Oh, wow.
I think it's the right pick.
The second most important game in the region and for this week, Dutchtown versus McIntosh. As we said before, both teams must win to stay in the playoff hunt. Chiefs are 3-5. They beat Banneker last week by 13. They lost by 55 to Langston Hughes the week before, so a good turnaround. If you know, McIntosh also lost to us. Of course they did. So Dutchtown are 2-6. They lost to Noonan by 38, but they also dropped 41 points on Morrow last week, which is surprisingly more than we did. So who do you think is going to win this close matchup?
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to go with Dutchtown. I would never, ever want McIntosh to win a game ever in anything. I don't care if it's underwater basket waving.
Well, the McIntosh still has Brandon Ridley, their dual threat quarterback, wide receiver, running back. So it's going to be close. But they play games really close, and they just didn't look very good against us. I don't want us to be in a nervy spot against Dutchtown next week, but I'm going to go with Dutchtown. Can't pick McIntosh. Never again.
Well, thanks to Max Preps, I just confirmed it's an away game. It's at Dutchtown.
It is.
So because it is at Dutchtown and McIntosh won't have their referees, I'm going to go with Dutchtown winning the game.
I picked McIntosh one too many times this season. And they've let me down every single time, so it's safe to say I learned my lesson. I'm going Dutchtown with this one. They always give my beautiful Vikes a hard time, so I really know they're going to give McIntosh an even harder time today. So,
did you just do? Okay.
Well, as we've discussed a couple times tonight, I have an almost perfect record of picks in our show. My one mistake was our first show. I picked McIntosh to win a game. I think I got soft. My dad graduated from there, and I was like, "Oh, really? That's cool." Yeah,
you've turned into such a hater so fast.
It's amazing how good people can come out of that awful trash place.
My best friend taught there.
Yeah.
My best friend taught at McIntosh. It's a great school. Trust me. It is a very good school.
Very good school. Very bad football team. Anyway,
I think my kind sentimental heart got to me, and I picked them, and they lost. They disappointed me, and since then I have not picked them, and it's worked out quite well. Or at least I don't think I picked them. It's worked out quite well not picking them, and I don't think tonight is the night that's going to change. So I feel like Dutchtown is going to win at home.
Nice. We are very clean sweeping. Whoa, we agree with each other very well the last two. Yeah, let's see if it's unified for this one. I hope so. Northgate versus Lovejoy, our final pick and our final thing to wrap up the show. We know the stakes of this one. We know it's for the playoff spot and the home playoff game. Miss McDevitt, who are you picking?
Northgate. Best team ever. I don't care. Period.
Indeed. Not so fast, my friend. See, so
Traitor.
That's a Lee Corso quote. That's not meant to be mean. That's not to be mean. Lovejoy have a very, I think, more a balanced offense and a better passing offense, then we might. And we, at least what I've been told by some Northgate players, that they have a very good D line.
I didn't know that.
Well, don't worry, because I'm not picking Lovejoy, because I picked Noonan, and that was the worst decision I ever made earlier this season. So give me Northgate.
I like it. All right, because I researched, I looked at my stats, right? And the reality is, with Lovejoy, Fairchild has 38 yards receiving, but Gill is averaging 57. Like, that's such a difference, right? And then when you go down to rushing, or for Lovejoy's at 55 rushing, but our own Woody Scatini's at 155. So the reality is, with these numbers, we just can't. I mean, I don't know how it couldn't be us, so I go Northgate.
Well, Northgate got mutilated last week is an understatement. Second half. Okay.
Second half.
Mutilation is still mutilation. You know, you can lose a leg and then get your. Yes. Okay.
Like a leg.
Northgate was mutilated last week, and Lovejoy is looking at us saying they're the laughing stock of the town, quite frankly. 40-5 undefeated. How do you do that? You can't even put up a touchdown, pitiful team. And they see all the pink here tonight, and they're saying, what football team just displays pink? What are they? What are we playing against? A bunch of girls? But they don't know the real men wear pink. And I've got Northgate by like 50 freaking billion. Go Vikes.
Go Vikes.
Before you make your pick, lovely context. The reason we're in this situation for the second game, Lovejoy lost to Noonan last week, and we didn't, obviously. So keep that in mind, please.
Yes, that's a big factor. You know, you can't get too far into the hypotheticals when you're discussing and comparing records. But in the head-to-head, we beat Noonan. They did not. Now that's not going to determine who wins the game tonight, but it gives a good clue as to who should be favored, I think. Now, last week had a lot of good and a lot of bad. It was a double-edged sword for sure. But I think that was just a good character growth game for us. I think that was maybe what we needed. A little humbling, never hurt. And I think we're going to bounce back stronger than we have all season. So give me Northgate.
Yeah.
And may I make one quick comment really quick, Callum? Just to personally in this episode, for my speaking, I would like to issue one more apology to Mr. Ryan Hinson in the comment I made earlier. That was not a very good attack on my character, but I have a very good.
He made a cancer joke.
Don't watch it.
Yeah,
don't watch it.
Don't.
But my partner, my very good partner, called me out on it. And Mr. Ryan Hinson, if you are watching this or are you hear this, I want you to know that one's on me. Sorry, dog.
But I will also say, as someone who does have cancer, if you can't laugh at yourself, you really need to get a sense of humor. We forgive you, Aiden. We know that you're a good person at heart.
But Mr. Ryan Hinson, you know.
But Mr. Ryan Hinson is a better person.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, well.
I don't know what happened.
Well, thank you for watching our show, as always. Thank you to Dr. Wilkes, who's been allowing this to happen the entire year. Thank you to Ms. McDevitt for being able to come here. Please go donate to Carolyn Cares, or come here and buy the shirts. We have a lot.
Check sweatshirts.
The sweatshirts, and 100% of the proceeds are going to a Northgate student who I've already picked. And this student will be receiving a Carolyn Cares scholarship. So it's very important for me to pay it forward. And because Northgate was my home for 18 years, I want to keep the money where my heart is.
Thank y'all so much. Yes.
QR code on our Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram specifically, it is a QR code. There's multiple ways, Venmo and PayPal, or you can pay cash down here at the stadium. Happy Cancer Awareness Month. Happy game day. Thank y'all for being here.
I'm going to Olive Garden. See you guys later.
He's going to Olive Garden. See y'all.